Hello and welcome to the course curriculum overview. In this video, we're going to be getting a brief overview of all the content in this course. Let's go ahead and get started. First, this course starts off with an introduction section, including this overview, a discussion on Python 2 versus Python 3, and a lecture on how best to approach this course to maximize your benefits from taking this course. After that, we'll get started with a Python setup section. We'll learn how to install Python on your computer. We'll learn about environment selection. We'll learn about the Jupyter Notebook system. You'll get access to additional learning resources online, and then we'll have a brief overview on Git and GitHub. Next, we start with the live code sections. We'll learn about object and data structure basics, including numbers, strings, lists, dictionaries, tuples, files, sets, and booleans, all in Python. After each of these individual lectures, there's quizzes to test your understanding. And at the end of this section, there's an assessment test, so you can check your knowledge on each of these topics. Afterwards, we'll get a section on comparison operators. We'll learn about both basic operators and chain comparison operators, with this section ending with a quiz to also test your understanding. Then we'll move on to Python statements, including if statements, for loops, while loops, the range function, and list comprehensions, all in Python, with an assessment test at the end to test your understanding. Next, we'll learn about methods and functions, what they are, how to create them. We'll also learn about lambda expressions, nested statements in Python, and scope in Python. We'll top it off with a homework assignment to test your understanding about methods and functions. Then, you'll have your first milestone project, where you will create a game with Python. Then, we'll move on to object-oriented programming, where we'll learn about objects, classes, methods, inheritance, and special methods, all in Python. Then you'll get a homework assignment to test your understanding. After that, we'll learn about errors and exception handling in Python, including what errors are, what exceptions are, and how to use try, except, and finally to handle errors and exceptions. Then, we'll top it off with a test to test your knowledge and your understanding so far in the course. Then you'll come up with your second milestone project, where you're going to create a more complex game, all in Python. Afterwards, we'll learn about modules and packages in Python, how to create them, how to install them from the internet, and we'll explore the Python ecosystem in general. Then we'll move on to built-in functions in Python, such as map, reduce, filter, zip, enumerate, all and any, and even how to deal with complex numbers. At the end of this section, we'll have a final assessment test where you can test your understanding for built-in functions. Next, we'll learn about decorators in Python, a three-part series ending with a homework. Welcome back, everyone. I wanted to take just a little bit of time to quickly discuss choosing Python 2 versus choosing Python 3. It used to be that if you were a beginner and you were just learning Python, it was actually a pretty difficult decision to choose Python 2 versus Python 3, because many companies still had legacy Python 2 code to be maintained. However, Python 2 was going to stop receiving security updates in the year 2020. And this course was initially released teaching both versions of Python. We taught both Python 2 and Python 3, and the versions were similar enough that it was easy to learn both simultaneously. And technically it still is. However, now every major external Python package has been updated to support Python 3. Basically, 99% of the top 300 packages of Python that are external packages you can download fully support Python 3, and some of them are even moving towards being exclusively for Python 3. And these are packages such as Django for web development, who will later in the future stop supporting Python 2. Because of this, now the course will focus solely on Python 3, and all the code, all the notebooks, and all the videos have been updated to just focus purely on Python 3. Now, if need be, going back to Python 2 syntax is a very easy jump once you know Python 3. So you can go through this course, learn the entirety of Python 3, the ins and outs of the Python programming language, and in case you get a job somewhere where they still have Python 2 legacy code, don't worry, you're not going to be completely lost. The languages are very, very similar. The versions of the languages are similar, so you can easily jump from one to the other. And I always like to say that if you know Python 3, you basically already know Python 2. You just need to learn a couple of syntax changes. And Python 3 really is the future of Python, so that's why we focus on it for this course. So just a short, really quick summary. Python 3 really is the future of Python, so we're going to be using Python 3 exclusively for this course. Now, the old notebooks are available in case you need some Python 2 information, but we're going to go ahead and get started by installing Python 3, and we'll be using Python 3 for the rest of this course. You have those old notebooks in case for some reason you need to reference legacy code. And welcome to the lecture, How to Approach this course. This lecture will go over the basics of how to get the most out of this course. Now, people who are taking this course hopefully fall within three categories. Beginners who have never programmed before, programmers coming in from another language, or intermediate Python programmers. Now I'm going to discuss how you should approach this course depending on what category you're in. First, beginners who have never programmed. Complete beginners should read the notebooks before watching the screencasts. Then, watch the screencasts and follow along. Then, you should take the quiz or test or corresponding homework assignments to check for your understanding. Afterwards, make sure to review the written notebook to make sure you fully understood the lecture's material. Now, if you're a programmer coming in from another language, you should read the lecture notebooks and follow along. Then, if something isn't clear, go ahead and watch the screencast. Afterwards, you should take the quiz, test, or corresponding homework assignment and make sure you can check your understanding, either through the screencast or through the notebook. Finally, for intermediate Python programmers, you should read the notebook and make sure you know the topic. If you're an intermediate Python programmer, you can probably skip the first few sections of the course where we discuss Python basics. Once you're at the advanced topics, I would recommend you read the notebooks and watch the screencasts to get the most out of this course, and do the corresponding either test, quiz, or homework assignment for that section of the course. Now, discussion questions. If after watching the screencast or checking the notebook something doesn't make sense, feel free to start a discussion in the forums. Remember to check if there is an FAQ, frequently asked questions lecture, corresponding with the lecture. As this course gets populated with more students, more FAQ lectures will begin to pop up throughout the course. Also, remember to use the search feature in the discussion section for faster results. Alright, that's it for this section of the course. Up next, we'll learn how to install Python on our computers and go over the basic course environment. Thank you, and I will see you at the next lecture.